What's up, Dragon Ballers? We're here at Nats. We got these three scrubs profiling their deck. How's it going, guys? How'd you do this weekend?
Pretty good, man. We had the big boy Couscous, top 16 with the deck.
I did pretty good.
Yeah. Me and Danny, top 25%. We all took the same exact list for Golden Frieza, believe it or not. It's a deck we put a lot of time into. So basically, how we got on the deck was I did a profile for second place. Shout out to Dane, who did very well with the deck. A slightly different version, or maybe a pretty different version, I don't know. But basically, I did a profile, and then as I usually do, I said to Danny, hey, this deck does things. And then Danny says, no, this deck does nothing. And then Danny plays the deck, and he's like, oh yeah, you're right. So we kind of saw ways that we thought we could improve it, so that's what we aimed to do. Danny put tons and tons of time into the deck for sure, way more than me, so he put a lot of effort into the deck. And then Kuz has his own little journey of how he got into the deck.
Yeah,
so.
like as you guys know, I'm a blue player at heart, right? I love blue, but every day I would play test Danny. He beat me when I played Soul Striker, he beat me when I played Hatch. Every new deck I tried, he just kept beating me with this Frieza deck. I said, all right, if I can't find a way to beat this deck, I'm gonna play this deck too. And that's exactly what happened. He just kept killing me every time in testing. So yeah, got on set 1 Frieza, and yeah, here we are.
Yeah, we think, oh, go ahead. We think the deck is really good. It has some problems, but we think we have a very, very like finely tuned version of the deck. Do you want to say something, Danny?
Yeah, for sure. It's I don't think any of us would say that it's the best deck in the format. I think it's very powerful deck, but definitely has a ton of bad matchups.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to, like, you have so many options that it's very difficult to play in sequence correctly.
Yeah, we think that it was a really good pick for this tournament specifically because we expected lots of Cell Surge, lots of Gogeta Xeno, and Icarus and Soul Striker. And against all those, the matchup is winnable, if not favorable. So we thought it was like a really good pick for the really right time. And it paid off for me. I did really well. I did eventually lose to a King Piccolo deck, which is a rogue deck that we didn't really think about. But that's the luck of the draw. It happens. Overall, it's still a really strong deck.
Yeah, for some reason, Rogue was like really hard for us to beat. But anyways, we'll go into the profile.
Want to start?
Yeah. So, whoop, that's the last card. Spoiler. All right, we got the leader here. So set 1 leader. Very simple, but like it's so cool that this leader could actually generate pluses, even though it doesn't like swing and attack like most leaders do. Like if you guys were here from the set 1 days, leaders don't generally attack and draw, but this leader can still plus as long as you see your engine, so that's cool. Awaken, draw 2, and then same on the backside, but now you're untapping 2 energy, so you're kind of like a Soul Striker and just generating a crazy big hand.
Yep. Then we have the 4 energy boosted Majin Boos, as we call them.
Yeah.
All these guys do is just come in, draw a card, and then you pop it with your leader and draw another one. So it's kind of cool. It makes your front side technically +1, even though you don't do anything really on the front side. And then some more energy boosted Majin Boos.
Hey,
Why not?
Search them out.
Yeah, but they don't combo.
Yeah.
The energy boost of Majin Boost is 0 combo.
It's pretty awesome how like this whole paragraph, we just don't even use it. It's pretty great.
So a notable difference everyone could see is we're not playing Sorbet at all. That was like one of the first cuts I made. I play tested the one list. It was way too many cards for one thing. We're at 55 and we barely got there, but I played one game. I played Sorbet and I missed and I was really mad, so I just cut it. And this is very consistent. You can miss sometimes, but it's like very unlikely.
I never missed. Luckily, I never missed.
Yeah.
And I love playing Frieza's Call because the extra card that will trigger riposte later on, but also you get to look at your deck and see what's inside the deck or not, which is really, really relevant when you're playing this deck.
Yeah, I think the thing I saw was like your odds of opening one of these was like 80% or something like that, so you should never miss.
All right, so next we have Master Roshi 1-drop, Martial Master.
This is the worst card of the deck, but go ahead.
You gotta play it. It's a necessary
Technically
evil.
the best.
The worst card, but the best card at the same time. Right?
Yes.
I tried playing 2, I tried playing 3, and I hated playing 4, but it always comes back to playing 4.
It's the freest charge after you awaken.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The 5K comes up so much. Easy charge. This deck's actually very hard to charge because you want every card in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some opponents will keep you on Awaken where they don't have to swing either. Like Cell Surge, you absolutely need Martial Master. If not, you're going to be stuck, and you don't want to be stuck with Golden Frieza. You want to be awakened by turn 3 or turn 4.
It's Sand Instincts, but worse.
Yep. Next, my favorite card in the deck, honestly, are these sexy-looking Robotic Repose.
Shout out Danny for the nice cards.
Yeah, it's just such a good floodgate. You know, 1 energy, Frieza's army, you pop it, untap 2, draw 1. Just so efficient. Really is like the oil to the engine. It's just amazing card.
Yeah, it brings the whole deck together. Frieza's army is like just the more broken part of it, and We actually use the activate main, but we'll
For the
talk about
side
that
deck.
later.
Yeah, this is the best deck for this card for sure.
Yep.
So many extra cards.
Then our super combo split is 3 Krillins and 1 Zamasu. I like being, cheesy and catching people off guard, so I felt like 1 Zamasu would be good. Deck is inherently weak against aggro anyway, so it helps out with that as well. When you combine a riposte and your opponent's thinking they could push through and use Zamasu super combo on one of those attacks, then you rest mode something else on top of riposte. It's just too good. It triggers lots of other cards too. I love the Zamasu at 1.
Yeah, we tried Skillless Shilai in the beginning, but the resting battle card just came up way too much.
Yeah, you already have 4 power to rest Unisons, so that didn't really matter.
Yeah.
So more battle card and the leader rest relevant. I wanted to play 2/2 for a while, but I think this is the right call.
Next up, one of the newer cards from set 15, Saiyan Showdown, Steadfast Goku. Been absolutely amazing. Every matchup it's relevant. It's a 1 energy blocker, counterplay, draw 1, rest mode something. What else can it do? For
Does
1
everything.
Energy,
It's so good.
In testing, we literally added 1. We were like, all right, let's add 2. And then we were like, let's add 3. It's too good.
Yeah, just like Riposte, like it reduces for extra cards, and that's just what this deck's all about. It's so good.
Yeah.
Probably the best deck for this card as well.
And then one of our bombs here, Frieza 5-drop. Once again, we expected a meta full of Soul Striker and Icarus. We felt like this card, it definitely sways the favor for you for a Soul Striker matchup. You bring out one of these, they can't play Hatch, they can't Dimension Magic. If they do, you tap their leader, they can't swing with it anymore. Just such a powerful card. And you get to kill all their cards in rest mode. That's really relevant too.
Yeah, yellow used to have a big problem with board wipes, or removal in general, but now that's like not even a problem. This yellow has great removal now.
Then we're playing yellow, so we gotta play some 1-0s here. We got 1 Cooler, 1 Annihilation, and 1 Bergamo. It's
The trio.
yeah. Once again, they're just absolutely necessary. Like, how could you not play with these cards? Cooler, when you're swinging in for game, it's relevant. Annihilation is just a busted card as well. Really good against blue, good against yellow, and Bergamo can steal games.
Yeah, I wanted the second one in the sideboard, and honestly, going back, I wish I did, because this was very good against Icarus. Also really solid against Soul Striker, and you just want, even though it's a 1-of, you can see it, but like you want to increase your chances of seeing it, so that's why I wanted one more in the sideboard. I wish I did it, but ended up not doing it.
All right, now we're gonna go into our Unison split. We have 2 different Unisons we play with, 2 copies each. It sounds ridiculous to just play with 2 of each Unison, but the deck just draws and cycles so much. You always see them. You pick your poison. They're both really good. In aggro, you want Mechikabura to stabilize. If you want to aggro, you go Trunks and pressure them. They both switch how you play the game. So you could turn from being a control deck to an aggro deck, or you could just go pure defensive, Great Wall of China, as I like to say. Play Mechikabura on 4, the Frieza 5 on 5. Great cards overall. Love them both.
Honestly, they're both so versatile. Like in your guys' deck too,
Yeah.
you can change how you use each Unison in every matchup. So if you open Trunks or Meki, it doesn't really matter the matchup. They're just both good. Like
Yeah.
they always have an application, right?
Our favorite play against Gogeta Xeno is have 1 drop on board, play Meki board on tap 2. It's literally game winning at that point.
Mhm.
Like they can't win.
How many times do you guys -4?
Several times.
Came up once for me.
For me, several times.
It's a game-winning ability. sometimes.
One minor problem is like sometimes I didn't see the right Unison in the right scenario, but it's also really hard to justify increasing the numbers because then it's more clunky cards. We do play a lot of extra cards, as you guys will see. But
We talked a lot about 3-1, like either way.
Yeah, and now in combination with those Unisons, we play Return of the Dragon Fist Son Goku. I think it's an absolutely broken card. It comes out for 3 energy when you have a Unison in play and 4 energy, and kills 2 things in rest mode, so it has board removal. It's deflect and double strike inherently, and if you do a spirit boost for 2, which both the Unisons have lots of markers on them, especially Mechikabura, you get to get dual attack, and when it swings, your opponent can activate battle cards with 7 costs or less. That means they can't activate a Topo, they can't block, they can't Oceanus, they can't Robotic Riposte.
Super combo.
Yeah, they can't super combo while in battle, they can't Arrival, they can't do anything there. It's just...
And you gotta remember a big thing, people counterplay, like for whatever reason, they counterplay during this. If say you play something, they can't counterplay, like you can't Golden Avenger, Steadfast, it's very relevant. God Sealing.
during the combat.
Yeah, during the combat.
And the other thing too with this deck is like this deck has the ability to do 2 in 1 turn. Like Meki on 4 and then turn 5, you can drop double Dragon Fist and still have energy open, which is wild. And that's one of the big reasons we decided to play this deck, because the ceiling is very high. You can do a lot of things. It requires a big engine, like we showed you guys. But the payoff is why we really wanted to play this deck.
That also kind of goes with your guys' super combos too. A lot of people will frown at 3-1 super combo splits, but honestly, the draw super combo into Dragon Fist is like one of the strongest plays in the deck.
Yeah, you get up to 35k power, and they can't use their super combos to draw. So if they want to block that, they have to lose 4 to 5 cards from their hand, and you lost nothing because you super comboed. So it's a really good exchange. Next up, our overwhelm choices. We have Secret Identity and Food Shrouded. Once again, we could clear 1-drops and control the board, or we could go late game and just destroy him with a Shroud. One of my favorite plays is on turn 7, where I play Shroud for 6, I pop a Riposte on board, and I untap 3, and then I play a Dragon Fist on top of that. It's literally game over. There's absolutely nothing they could do. You could kill him from 6 life, super easy. That's one of my favorite plays. And then our secret rare for the deck is Pan. That might catch people off guard. A lot of people expect Super 17 as a secret rare for Golden Frieza, but once Pan got revealed and we realized that we have a tough matchup against Gogeta Xeno, Pan solved that issue for us big time. Even though it's only a 1-of, once again, you cycle a lot, you see it. It's just an overall really strong card. Comes in for free if you want to be offensive. It's just
you want a ton of games just playing it and chopping on it, right?
Yeah. I played one game, I believe, against Meki Kabura. Shout out to David Fujimura. And I just played it, and I was going to swing and chomp up for game. And yeah, it's just so much lethal potential with a free 40k on the board.
Yeah, the ceiling effect's also incredible.
Yeah, the counterattack comes in even in late game matchups too, when they're trying to go for the game.
One of our favorite plays with Pan also against Gogeta Xeno. Let's say it's turn 4, you want to play Meki Kabura, right? But you don't have a Frieza's army. You play Meki Kabura on 4, you tap out. And you think, you're unsafe, but behind Pan, you just feel so good because they swing, you pan, and then you block it with Meki Kabura and tap whatever unison or leader that they didn't swing with, and it's just instantly buying you another turn. So pretty much just like Baby Hatch, but for every deck.
Arguably, sometimes it's better than Baby Hatch. With Meki combined, it's just taps energy sometimes too.
We have another one of black card, Poutine. I was iffy on this card for the longest time, but it puts in a lot of work. When your opponent can't deal with it, it's just so annoying for them. A lot of times they'll even forget about it, that it's there, and they'll overwhelm, and you just tap it, put it to rest mode. Just so strong, very easy to come out. But yeah, that's me for Poutine. And then one Champa. Obviously or not obviously? I don't know. Because
we wanted to cut it. Me and Koos wanted to cut it. Danny wanted to play 2. Like, it was weird.
We were split on this for a while. Like,
because you have big bombs. Like, do you really need Champa? But it puts in work for sure.
Yeah, if you're swinging with Dragon Fist, you don't need Champa, right? But at the same time, it's Champa. Like, come on, you gotta play it. So we decided to go with it, and I'm glad I did.
We have another cat boy.
And 2, Hasty Dispatch Dispo, one of my favorite techs.
Yeah, Koos put this one in the deck for sure. It's really good.
Yeah, I love this card because it's a comeback mechanic. Some decks that give us trouble are decks that clear our board and we can't keep anything on there to pop for our leader effect. So with Dispatch Dispo, you just bring in a 1-drop for free, and you pop it, and you gain 2 energy, and you draw a card. So for a 0 energy investment, 0 hand cost investment, you just combo this off on defense. It's just so good. It helps bring us back into the game in a lot of matchups.
Would you say the best play with that card is going turn 4 into Meki Unison and then maybe
That is lovely, that play.
For sure.
4, Power of Super Saiyan, absolute staple in yellow. Triggers Poutine, Bergamo, and once again, with all the floodgates we're playing, you could tap their unison after you riposte. Yeah, just overall amazing card. Not much to say about that. 2 Frieza's Army Reinforcements. I love this card. Joey was iffy on it for the longest time.
It put in work though, I gotta say. It put in work. I wanted to cut it to 1 for other cards, but it was good.
Yeah.
It's the security, pretty much. Your safety net after you tap out riposte and stuff, and they keep going, so you gotta freeze Army.
Yeah, Gogeta Xeno can sometimes push through a riposte on turn 2, and so sometimes you tap out for a riposte and they keep on pushing, and then finally you freeze the Army Reinforcement. You stop 1 attack. If they want to swing again, they have to rest mode something again, but then you block that one. And so then if they want to swing again, they have to rest mode again. It's just too much for them to deal with.
Not
good
Frieza
card.
Army, brother. You can't sack him to leader, unfortunately.
Would be too nice.
One of Bloodlust, you know, we are Frieza Army leader. I think this is what gives us the advantage over decks like Icarus. Having access to Cold Bloodlust is a big deal. Untapping 2 is also a big deal. Just works together with the leader.
Yeah,
so
stopping Shroud is huge, and then like against Blue Yellow Soul Striker, you swing with Dragon Fist. The only thing they can use to out it is Kefla Arrival, SS2, and this like protecting your Dragon Fist is huge.
Then some more 1-drops, our last 2 cards in the deck. We had a 1-1 split on Forbidden Power and Final Flash. Final Flash for the longest time was the obvious go-to card for yellow. Like you gotta play 4 Final Flash, right? Like it was just such a bonkers card. But we realized in this format, it's actually not that relevant anymore. There isn't many cards you Final Flash. Against Gogeta Xeno, it's okay. Soul Striker, what are you gonna do? Maybe against Icarus, it's alright. But it's still at the end of the day a safety net in case somebody goes all in on a double strike.
Keep it honest.
Yeah, exactly. Forbidden Power, new card as well. It's really good against Gogeta Xeno. Once again, our favorite play is to make it on 4, untap 2, and you have this in your hand. You
Their
feel
second pan.
unblockable. Yeah, like unstoppable.
And actually, battle actually comes up a lot when, say, if you had Flying Nimbus instead, it'd be a dead extra card. But this, you could rest mode battle card and get 10k. So it could be, it's actually plus 15k offensively sometimes.
Yep.
Was that the Danny special right there?
It was.
Forbidden Power is a good one for sure. We got the side deck now, so we have a big Cell Surge engine because that's, I would say, our worst matchup, right?
Yeah.
So 4 Instincts, I think we all agree this is better than Deborah in this particular deck, maybe in general. But yeah, 4 Sand Instincts, we'll go into the rest of it, but you guys want to say anything about the Cell Surge matchup?
No, it's a really hard matchup. You guys see 2 Roshis. If not, you're pretty much dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 4 Instincts, then we have 2 Deborah. So like we said, like Instincts is probably better in this matchup. The problem is like a good Cell Surge player is going to play Dark Power Black Mass Sand before they start taking your hand away. So this card, like we played 10 games sideboarded like a couple days before Nats, and there was 10 games I could not play this card one time because like BMS was just too difficult to out. So we kind of came up with this tech of playing Tyrannical Blow. It has uses in other matchups, but against Cell Surge in particular, like turn 4 they play BMS, you respond with T-Blow, negate BMS, and then you can also negate their Unisons effects. So now they're taking even less cards from your hand, and your Deborahs are alive. So I don't know, did that actually come up for you guys? I played against 1 Cell Surge and ended up not needing it.
I didn't play any Cell Surge either, so.
Fair enough. So like, hey, half our sideboard is dead. Well, most of our sideboard is dead. We'll
But
talk about that in a second.
it's our worst matchup by far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's really bad.
We've also got 2 Power Couple. This is a really spicy Koos tech, so why don't you explain that one?
Yeah, so I was playing against Marcel Russell on Untap. You know, we were grinding games, clocking into work, right? And he was playing Gogeta Xeno against me. I'm getting practice. And, you know, he beat me like 6-7 games in a row, and I just couldn't stop those 1-drops. And playing Baby last format, I told myself, man, it would be so nice if there was a card just like that Son Gohan Piccolo card that you just pay 1 energy and kill 2 1-drops. And I looked up Deck Planet and finally found this card, and I was like, wow, this is absolutely amazing, even better than the Gohan Piccolo card. Pay 1 yellow, -5 to 2 1-drops, or no, anything actually, -5 to 2, any battle card, ignoring barrier 2, and you draw 1 card. So it replaces itself on top of that. So,
Better than Gohan Piccolo.
yeah,
sometimes.
way better. You get to kill 2 things and draw a card. You lose no hand size. Also, something really spicy, if you're playing against AOD, they have the 1-drop Bobbity that has barrier. This just kills that as well. So we went from having an unfavorable matchup to AOD to feeling really confident against AOD because of this 1 card.
Yeah, that, Gogeta Xeno, and the BMS and Cell Surge.
Yes, and absolutely against Cell Surge is very relevant too.
Alright, so next up we have some ratio fixers. So 1 Seeker ID for whenever Shroud was a dead card, like mainly against aggro. Another Final Flash is relevant against like the Yellow Slug, for example, negating its skills and then trying to kill it. Also, Absolute Annihilation in like Yellow Mirrors. Another Forbidden Power for aggro matchups like Gogeta Xeno, Red Jiren, stuff like that. And then a card that we really wanted to play but had the hardest time finding room for was the 1 Max Power, because Sin Shenron could also be a little bit rough. So having the early removal for that was really good. How was Max Power for you guys?
I didn't play it, but yeah, in theory it's great.
Yeah, I played against 2 Sin Shenrons. Their 9-drops stop the Dragon Fist from killing them. So you gotta. It was great for me. I just max powered the 9-drop and just kept going, doing my thing.
And we have 2 more cards that I believe are both Koos techs. So we played with a 13 card sideboard. No, really 15,
No,
but this card is actually really good for me.
This is
card,
Danny.
This is Danny's tech. I'll give him credit. This is Danny tech.
This is a Koos.
This is my tech. I told myself, this card is pretty good in certain situations, right? Like if you play against Icarus and they get like a 16, 17 card hand, and you play this, you not only self-awaken, but you drop their hand from 17 to like 12. So I told myself, man, I just want to pull it off one time at Nats. It'll be so cool if I do it. Didn't do it, so that
It was
feels
terrible.
bad. Yeah, sorry.
The Clan of Terror was cool though, because against like Soul Striker, you can look at their hand, play their Baby Hatch and rest. Now they don't have Baby Hatch for the rest of the game. Like this card can be really cool. It did win me a game.
It also won me 1 game against David Sublett. Final round of Nationals. Winner makes it into Top Cut. Game 2, and we were at 7 energy. I had a potential to kill him with Shroud, but I was respecting the Frost Deadly Poison. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to play Clan of Terror, look at his hand, see what he's got, and then maybe swing in. And that's exactly what I did. I saw he had nothing. I got rid of a super combo, just swung with later, Champa, game. It was over. So definitely won me the game.
The part activate main on riposte is really broken too against Soul Striker. You could pay 2, and they have to decide right then and there to counterplay. And if they God Sealing, you just pay 2 again and then play it. And yeah, playing Baby Hatch, you could play every single SCR and they get pretty much no effects, and you could probably KO it.
Yeah, we were joking around that you could play this against blue, and then you make them play Turning the Tide, and they pitch their own hand, and then you just go in and win the game.
That's the juiciest play, the Turning the Tide.
Yeah, but overall, that's deck profile, guys. Yeah, man. I guess Marcus, you topped. So any shout outs?
Shout outs to Danny and Joey, put in a lot of work. Shout outs to Crossroad TCGR team. Lots of grinders. Nobody playtests more than us. I can guarantee that. 8 hours a day, logging in 7 a.m. on Discord, hopping, playing games, and it paid off. Like we all topped. We all had a good time at Nats. Super happy about it. Shout outs to Mystic TCG, our sponsor, and Deck Planet as well. Thanks to them for making it possible to travel and all that stuff. So
yes, and shout out to you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
That was